Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Rachel Ost. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the meal prep that I put together the other day because I cooked 7 meals in just over 2 hours. So with this one, I'm going to be showing it all in chronological order. If you want to see the ingredients that are involved in each meal, press pause when they do come up on the screen because I've just put them there for a little amount of time. Pause it, screenshot them if you want to keep them. If at any point you get stuck on what meal that we're working on at what time, check the top right hand corner. You can see there's a little box up there and I'll be putting the meal title up the top. First off, we're doing chocolate protein oats. Bo loves having these in the morning. I don't eat them myself, but he really enjoys them. So we're using 2/3 of a cup of shredded oats. And then I'm also going to put in 2 teaspoons of a chocolate protein powder. The one that we have is called Delicious Protein and I believe it's by Giant Sports. And then I'm also using 2/3 of a cup of almond milk and I'm going to stir that all through, and I'm just adding in a few cacao nibs as well. Bo loves having these in the morning. He says it tastes like a protein bar. I'm not a fan of protein bars myself, and I've been trying to avoid anything that may potentially have gluten in it, so I just keep these out of my diet for now. Another thing that we're working on is a salmon and rice salad. I'm just pre-preparing the salmon. You can of course leave the salmon out or substitute it with something else, but I do really enjoy salmon and I wanted it kind of like a citrusy type flavor to it. So I cut up some oranges. If you can find blood oranges, even better, get them and use them for this. And we're just gonna coat the salmon in orange and then layer the orange on top, and we're gonna let it sit in the fridge until we're ready to cook it all up. Now we've got our smoothies, so I made 4 smoothies, so it would be enough to last us 2 days, like one for me, one for Bo. I ended up grabbing 8 bananas because I wanted 2 in each smoothie, and then also a whole bunch of frozen mango and frozen berries. Frozen fruits are super convenient to put in smoothies, let me tell you that. If you haven't done it before, just do it. You don't need to add ice or anything like that. When you are serving them, you can of course add things in like spinach and coconut water, all of that sort of stuff. Lately, I've been having this kind of mix and just adding in normal water and then adding in powdered like a barley grass as well. Okay, now I'm preheating my oven to about 220 degrees Celsius, almost double that for Fahrenheit, and we're making some muffins, and oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell you, double these ingredients and make 8. Don't just make 4. 4 is not gonna last you long enough. So we mashed up, well, I made Bo mash up 4 bananas, and then we're gonna add in a mix of a few different things. So what you want with those bananas, you want them really mashed up because you want this to be a muffin mix. You don't just want mushy bananas in muffin cups. And then we're adding in 2 cups of coconut flour, a cup of almond milk, 2 tablespoons of like a vanilla flavoring of some kind, vanilla extract or vanilla extract. You're going to want to use less, but if you've got just like a vanilla essence, add in the 2 tablespoons. And then I'm also adding, it worked out to be about 1/4 of a cup of maple syrup for the sweetness and some cinnamon as well. I also ended up adding in some quote-unquote activated sunflower seeds. Sounds so ridiculous. I'm sure normal sunflower seeds are fine, but I just found the activated ones. To make mine a little bit crunchier on the top, I took 1 sachet of, I think it was Natvia, that's the green one, isn't it? And I just put that over the top just because it would get a little bit crispier. Now what I'm doing is pre-preparing a whole bunch of my vegetables for the other dishes. I'm gonna make an eggplant parmigiana without the parmesan, and just taking the eggplant there, chopping it into 4 pieces. Now for a vegetable stir fry, you don't need to measure these, it's just vegetables. So I'm taking a whole heap of carrot, bean sprouts, there's some corn that's gonna appear on that screen somewhere later, cutting up a lime to serve with it as well. Also just cutting up a whole bunch of garlic and then some ginger. There's that corn. and just grabbing a whole bunch of mushrooms as well. By the way, that's olive oil to heat the pan with, and soy sauce, teriyaki sauce, whatever you like. Now I'm just actually working on the other part of the salmon and rice salad. The rice has to cook for about 40 minutes if you're using brown or black rice. I'm using black rice. For every cup of rice, you want 2 cups of water. And we're gonna let that boil at a high temperature with the lid on, and then gonna take the lid off and just let it simmer for the rest of the time. I'm also cutting up some coriander and some parsley, which is gonna go in that salmon and rice salad. With the salads, like the stir fry and the rice salad, feel free to add in whatever you want to add in. I just ended up having the stir fry as vegetarian and the rice salad with salmon. And these 2 large bags of vegetables are going in the stir fry. I also grabbed another bag of vegetables to go with my Parmigiana. Now I'm just going to start cooking that vegetable stir fry. So we've just got a little bit of oil and we're chucking in the garlic and the onion. Now these noodles, you can buy a few different brands, but these are the ones that I found at the time. They're low-cal noodles. They're usually like rice noodles sort of thing, and gluten-free, of course, and you pretty much just want to put boiling water over the top of them and let them sit in that and cook separately on their own. Then I'm just going to add all the frozen ingredients into my stir fry. Alright, now we're going to start on that eggplant parmigiana. I realized I only needed 2 eggs. You don't really need 3, but anyway, these are my gluten-free breadcrumbs. You can find them in heaps of different places. We're just going to take our piece of eggplant, dip it in the egg, and then cover it in the crumbs, same as you would do as if it was chicken. Bo thought it was chicken until I told him it wasn't. The muffins had been cooking for 15 minutes, so the oven's still hot, and I'm just going to chuck these guys in. These ended up taking about 20 minutes to cook, and I'm just going to cover them with a dairy-free cheese. If you're not dairy-free, feel free to use Parmesan. Now back to our salmon and rice salad. So the rice has been cooking along there for 40 minutes now, so that's pretty much ready to come off. In a separate skillet, I've got chickpeas, broccoli, and I'm adding in different spices. Add in whatever you feel suits your flavor, taste preferences. Chucking the rice in there as well, and then I'm going to add in my pine nuts and my tomatoes. Alright, now checking on our stir fry, I'm going to add in the other ingredients, so the bean sprouts and the carrots, and then I'm going to pop a lid on the top. So this is after I've taken the lid off, and I'm just going to add my low-cal noodles into the mix there. Now I'm just serving these. This made enough for 4. The rice dish ended up making enough for 6, but I only cooked enough fish for 4 dishes, so we had like 2 sans fish. Anyway, I just left them there so Bo could add stuff into them later, but he just ate them like they are. And a wedge of lemon to serve. And then I also decided to make some chia seed puddings as well. The way you saw them there, that wasn't them fully set, that was just them freshly after being made. So I just took 2 tablespoons of white chia seeds and added in some coconut milk. You could also use almond milk and things like that, but I just like making mine with coconut milk. And I added in a teaspoon of maple syrup, and I also added in some frozen berries as well. You're going to want to let these set overnight before you eat them. Look how good that looks. You see the crunchy cheese and the pasta sauce situation that's going on here. This was amazing. And that's all my meals. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I do appreciate that so much. And if you've made it this far through the video, let me know which one was your favorite. And I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!